And I'm now going to announce our final panel session for the day. So thank you everybody who has stuck around here today. I'm going to invite all the panelists and the moderator onto stage. So I'm going to start with Atif Rahman, who is the founder and chairman of R.Evolution Developments. Atif, if you can please enter the stage. We also have Firas Al Msaddi, who has spoken today already, and who is the CEO and founder of FAM Properties. Firas, when you've got a moment, if you can please enter the stage. Alex Zagrebelny, who is the founder of R.Evolution Group. Alex, we're great to have you on stage again. Then we also have Fibha, Ahmed, who is the vice president of property sales at Bayut and dubizzle. Thank you very much, Fibha. And finally, we have Louai, Khzam, who is the co-founder of Prosper Real Estate. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. So we got everyone.
Atif, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gareth. It's so enriching, this entire session has been. So full of knowledge, learning, and everything. And just to let you know, I've always been on the panel. It's the first time I'm moderating, and I hope I would do a good job. The good thing is that I've got a couple of friends on the panel, so it makes my life easy. Brilliant, and that's why I didn't wear my suit. So I had to dress up like a moderator. So I said, let me go in my denims. Brilliant, let's get started then. I think instead of just going in a long discussion, if I can request all of you to keep the answers short so we can cover more topics, because I have done some research, some really interesting questions, and I think it will be very exciting for everyone to know your views on that. So if you can keep all the answers between 2 to 3 minutes, and then we move on to the next question. And if everyone allows, I think let us start with ladies first, because no one's listened to Fibha. So let's start with Fibha, who's sitting with a lot of data. And we go back to the topic. Market is booming, real estate is booming. You have tons and tons of data, ocean of data you're sitting with at Bayut and dubizzle. And one more thing I would love to know is, everywhere you go, you were with dubizzle, then you went with Bayut, and you got them married. How did that happen? So, Fibha.
Thank you very much. So I was with Bayut first.
Yeah.
Been with Bayut for 10 years. And then we merged with dubizzle. So that's when I was given the responsibility to take over the property segment. And our very dear real estate sector is very close to my heart, because I've spent 10 years of my life looking at it from all aspects, which is the end user as well as our partners. We have our partners here on the panel as well. So going back to data points, there's been a lot of conversation earlier on how technology enables, how technology makes life easy. You'd be happy to know that at Bayut, we have always kept technology at the core of what we do. Our CEO, our founder at Bayut, is a hardcore techie. If he would have been on the panel today, he would have told you how he loves technology, how he spent most of his life developing technology, and how we're passionate, and it's part of a mission at Bayut, that we're going to bring technology to the end users and our partners in the simplest way possible. So building on to what Firas earlier said, the market is booming, and yes, we do have data. We have data from the supply side and the demand side, because we bring them together on our platform. What I've seen in the last 10 years, I think from last year or the later half of 2022, the demand on real estate side for especially Dubai offerings has been tremendous, phenomenal. Off-plan has really picked up. I remember the COVID times when everybody was thinking what to do. Is prices ever going to go up? Some of us backed some really good rental deals back in the day. But all of that is now kind of gravitating towards the real value that is available in the market. So hence we've seen price appreciation on the sale side. We've seen the same on the rent side. Now, sir, there's some good news. Last year, I think every month I've gone on the radio and I've spoken about how there is double-digit growth in terms of sale prices in all the prime areas of Dubai. Same with the rental. What we've noticed as compared to last quarter. In this quarter, there is still price increases, but they are moderating. They're stabilizing. As Firas mentioned, we don't want the prices to go down. However, they need to standardize themselves and kind of match the demand in the market. So we've seen a very healthy balance there. We've seen moderate price increase in the prime areas. Demand has been phenomenal for off-plan areas, the newly sub-communities, the suburbias of Dubai, and we've spoken at length about how you have the business bay in the downtown and the marina and the palm. But a look out, my advice would be to all of you who are seeking to become property owners or investors, look at the new and upcoming areas of Dubai. Look at Dubai South. Look at MBR City. Look at Midan City. Look at Furjan. Look at DIP. DIP has some great offerings. So yes, there is a central location that is always in the paper, in the news, but you have a lot more offering out there if you move slightly further out, and you would probably get a good value for your money. But that's in a nutshell on the real estate side.
Now, we got some data validation on the transaction, and the real estate is a real boom right now. Let me go over the sequence now. And over to you, Firas. You've been doing some crazy things. We've been great friends for some time. You've done real estate, you've done brokerage, you've set up companies, you've gone into media. And I think it's a little known fact about Firas, you know, he's been doing a lot of development, management, development advisory. So what's your take on use of technology? What's happening over there? Because I hear that you're doing something in excess of 12 billion dirhams worth of portfolio of project that you're going to be launching through your development advisory, development management portfolio, which is not as popularly known through your social media, by the way.
Yeah, I think I tried. I think I tried to make my speech as short as possible. But basically, one of the things that has also simulated and helped the market is obviously one is the ramp of a number of projects, and many international developers actually came to develop in Dubai. And I think local knowledge and knowing the dynamics, whether we're talking about an international real estate developer who's coming to the city, or about maybe many contractors also saw an opportunity in developing, and they wanted to take a market share there. And I think the most fundamental, basic factor that makes or breaks the success of a real estate developer, as you know, is understanding the gaps in the market, understanding supply and demand, and understanding what gaps you have in the market, and hence you decide what you need to build in terms of unit mix, in terms of sizes, in terms of look and feel, so on and so forth. And we've been in the past working with many developers on that angle, because I think we have the best of both worlds in terms of we understand what happens on the real estate market, on the street, but also we understand the data side, and we talk the institutional language, the B2B language as well.
Yeah.
And that collectively has positioned us. Actually, this started 2014 with the first project called Moderator Residence in downtown. That was a 36-story tower that we've developed under our development management. 12 billion worth of projects are going to be launched this year, 2024.
Wow.
Under our development management or master agency. And basically the value we offer here is the fact that we understand, we have our hands on the pulse of the market, so we understand what people want to buy and why certain products or projects sold faster or slower than other projects. And accordingly, we correlate that with on the data side. I think if you have a positive correlation between your data analysis and your market knowledge, there's no way for you to go wrong.
Oh yeah.
And that's basically what's been working really successfully for us. So even back in 2015, when we, for example, developed Moderator Residence, we looked at downtown back then. There was very little data in the market, but that's a good example. We had 10,000 units in downtown, out of which 2,000 units were 2-bedroom apartments, out of which 0 was 2+ made. Yeah. So we created Moderator Residences, and it was every single 2-bed had a made room, and all the 3-bed had different sizes to what's available in the market. So from a developer sales standpoint, we didn't have a crowded exit.
Yeah.
All right, because if you want a 2+ made, it's only this tower.
Yeah.
And also that was cascaded and passed on into the investors.
Yeah.
And I think, we keep talking about the supply and the demand. I think Alex has very unique offerings now that is brought to the city. And when you talk about the supply and demand, it's a very important factor that the supply is not a repetitive supply. Right, so it's difficult. You can't just throw a blanket approach and say you have an oversupply. You have different segments within the market, different pockets, different locations, and I think it's the responsibility of the developer to ensure that they come up with a unique value proposition. They build something for an unmet demand, because the value of any product, whether we're talking about real estate or anything else, is actually defined by the end user demand. If there's a long-lasting end-user demand, there's always long-lasting value for investors.
Makes sense.
People say this product is more for end users or this product is more for investors. Actually, whenever you have an end user, that's the place you want to invest in as an investor.
Makes sense. No, totally agree with you. And I totally agree with that statement on supply, because there's a risk of oversupply everywhere in the world, right? But there's never risk of oversupply of good property. So, coming to you, Alex, it's again, in a month, we're back on a panel again, you know. We have a meeting due. We're having a chat in the morning, and lovely to have known you. So Alex is a great evidence of what is happening in Dubai real estate, because he is doing real estate over the last more than 25 years, spread across 23 projects in Germany, in Spain, in Latvia. And since 2020 in Dubai. So you finally arrived that Dubai is the place, right? And this is where you want to be established. A quick answer. This is where you want to be. And then after that, I would love to know, because you're really disruptive in your real estate ideas, and you create a different level of sustainability. So if you can share with us, what does sustainability mean to you in real estate? And how do you achieve this through innovation in your projects?
2 minutes, yeah?
I'll give it 3 minutes now.
But it's whole holistic system. So again, quality of the facade. So you need to choose the materials which help, for example, not overheat the building. So the facade system, the glass systems, the quality of the glass, the quality of the materials, quality of engineering systems, the approach how to manage all these systems inside the buildings. So even AI help a lot. Then sustainability is, for me, it's about the connection with nature.
Right.
Of course, because we lose it sometime. And in all of our buildings, I try to reconnect rewild people, to invite them to rewild themselves. And sustainability for me, it's not only about reduce the energy consumption, but it's about relationship inside the building. It's about relationship in business. It's like holistic, huge approach. Sustainable must be everything.
Brilliant. Now, lovely answer. You know, sustainability is bringing people back to nature. That's such a beautiful answer, and I expected that from you, Alex. You know, and I agree, because we are developer. We're doing developments, and you know, every time we go to the site, we see more than 200-300 birds who've started residing in the trees that we planted. It's even before the site is completed. So we had homeowners moving in before the actual real estate homeowners, you know, arrived. And it's always a pleasing sign. And that was a beautiful answer, sustainability, connecting back to nature. Brilliant. Louai, you've been in real estate. You've done a few things with the developers, and then you ventured in your own business. So in your opinion, what do you think, how long would this boom continue? And in your opinion, do you think the market is overheated? How long will it continue? And is it overheated?
Let me start by talking a little bit about, I don't want to repeat the risk that you spoke about. I just want to believe in the government vision and the future, and about the consistency that they are working on. Growth in the market is, we can see it. throughout the year. It's normal to have ups and downs. The most important is the consistency and the vision that we have. Now, about the nowadays market, we can see a boom, definitely. How the supply is affecting the market is by being creative. We can see that developers are being more creative. They are increasing the standards of living for the end users. We can see a competition in the amenities. We can see more amenities. We can see more facilities in the communities itself. And this is very good for the market because we are increasing the lifestyle, and at the end, this is the image of the country by itself.
Now, makes sense. It's so true because it is increased competition, and you get better real estate, better quality of real estate, which improves. Now, you know, going back to Firas, you know, again, I'm trying to bring to the panel things that is little known, and you've mentored a lot of people. You've been doing a lot of things in terms of mentoring people, improving people, educating them on real estate. And I've seen you. I mean, yesterday we were talking. You were in Saudi. How's Saudi, by the way?
Oh, Saudi is. I mean, it's an amazing market, especially when you talk about scale.
Yeah.
And I think whatever goodness that is happening and will happen in Saudi is actually very good for the entire region, including Dubai.
Absolutely.
I mean, Europe would not have been Europe if it was only France or Germany. It was so many countries that are doing well that came together. So I think it's a really good sign for the overall region.
And I'm sure Dubai would continue to benefit from that. Now, you've been mentoring people, doing a lot of things, and I did some research, and I got to know about real estate blueprint with Firas that you've been doing. What's happening over there?
All right. I mean, without self-promotion, I've been. I mean, obviously, I've been
your social media is doing that anyway. So
okay. I mean, I've been a real estate broker. I still broker deals. I've done deals worth of literally billions. And you know, I started a company that became the largest real estate company ever built in Dubai, the most technologically advanced company. We're also on the data side. I'm also an investor. We also started the real estate development division, Nordic by FAM, developing ultra luxury villas, 60 to 150 million. And basically with all this knowledge, you know, in Islam we say zakat al-ilm is basically sharing it. Yeah. You know, which means like it's a duty when you have so much knowledge is to actually share. And it's something that I've genuinely prayed to God so much when I had no money in my pocket, and I said, God, please help me, and I promise you I'll help people. So I think it's something that I'm really passionate about. I think many people in Dubai and in other markets, they have a lot of knowledge, but not everyone is interested in sharing it. But you know, sitting on all this knowledge and backed by a proven track record, not just something that I read in a book, and being very passionate about sharing that knowledge. So I just launched what I call the blueprint, the real estate blueprint with Firas. And it's something that will go online, that's something that will go global, because I think the fundamentals are the same whether you're in Dubai or in different parts of the world. So the most basic fundamentals of doing real estate are the same. So I want to take this to the next level. I want to help people, you know, progressing with their careers as real estate brokers, maybe taking their careers to the next level, to more managerial level, or taking their careers to the next level and becoming entrepreneurs, starting their own real estate companies. I think my book, The Art of Real Estate Investment, that I published actually with Motivate, thanks to Motivate, it's been the bestseller book in Dubai for within the real estate industry, of course. And you know, I feel very happy when I see that has actually helped someone, knowing that whether someone wants to start a company or start developing their own training modules in real estate with their own agents, whether they're competing with FAM properties directly or indirectly, I feel very happy that I'm actually contributing and paying back to the market. I mean, this market, I owe a lot to this market, you know.
Makes sense.
I've built a wealth in this market, and the least thing that I'll be very happy to do is to share back.
Now, on that note, I think you and Alex sound so similar. He's got wealth of tons and tons of knowledge, and he loves sharing. He's so passionate about it. I've seen the same thing with you. You share the knowledge, and both of you are so similar in that trait. I come to you, Alex, but before that, Fibha, you know, On the AI side, how's AI changing Bayut? And what are the new tools? I was looking through some of the tools that you guys are developing, and TrueCheck was very interesting. It sounded very nice. And then there's another one, Bayut GPT, right? So what's happening over there?
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up. When I got invited to speak at this panel, it was about PropTech. And as Firas mentioned, Firas and I were more client-facing sales people. But then, as I said earlier, our commitment is to make tech simpler for buyers, for renters, for sellers. And that's where these two products that you mentioned come into play. I'm not sure how many of you have used Bayut recently or last year or 6 months ago, but I'm sure our outdoor campaigns are hard to miss. Anyone who drives on Sheikh Zayed Road is pretty familiar with the brand Bayut. And TrueCheck and Bayut GPT are trademark proprietary products that we have developed, enhanced, and brought to the market with the sole purpose of making the journey of finding your next home, be it your investment or your family home, easier, simpler. And also let technology do the work for you and simplify the whole tedious journey of the discovery phase, finding, selecting, looking at options, looking for the best option. Just be as accessible as possible. Quickly touching on TrueCheck, it's a product that Bayut brought to the market back in 2019. We spoke about the DLD market regulations on fraudulent ads and making sure that end users that come to a platform only see available genuine properties that are listed by real estate partners. We thought about it a long time ago that how that's a problem in the industry and what can we do to solve it. So we brought to the market TrueCheck, which is an authentication tool, and back in the day was the only authentication tool, and so is even today, where when you look at a TrueCheck property on Bayut in any location, rest assured that not only has the agent visited the property, has access to the property and can facilitate a viewing, but also we've done our due diligence to make sure that that information is authentic, the pictures are real and relate to the property, and you, if you pick up the phone, talk to the agent, that agent will be able to arrange a viewing for you. I was talking to Atif the other day, and we were talking about the fact that, yes, now all of the information that you see on the property portals is validated, especially for Dubai, by DLD. We have automatic integration and validation systems in place, but there is still one challenge. When I was looking for a property last year, it was interesting. I was interested in a building in DIFC, and I called the agent. I'm not going to take the name of the agency. And I asked him, can I come and have a look? I've never been to this building. And the agent said to me, property is available only if you bring a deposit check, because the landlord does not want people to come and view and not make an offer. Wow. And I'm like, then why are you listing it? Maybe write it in the description of the property that bring a deposit and only then you can view. So I think it is imperative. Another issue was when you would call an agent, yes, the property is available, but we can only view it on Sunday. Why? We can view it on Sunday between 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Why? I have a day off on Sunday and I want to lie in. Well, that's the only time the landlord is at the property, has not given me access to the property, and I can come and arrange the viewing. Wow. So now with TrueCheck, yes, we have automatic validation of information with DLD, but what it does, and I really want to let everybody know that it is still a very unique offering on the portal that shows you the exact time the agent was able to get access to the property, last visited the property, because TrueCheck is a function that they have to perform using our bespoke app. They have to geotag and send us a proof that they have access to the property and they've visited the property. So when you're looking for a TrueCheck listing, look at the last visited by the agent date so that you know that this property is readily available and how frequently can the agent go and visit that. On Bayut GPT, that's a recently launched product. When you're sitting and you're thinking, okay, there are so many areas, and Fibha has listed about 5 other new areas, where do I start? What do I do? You come to Bayut and you ask our tool, which is, again, developed in-house based on information that we've collected through the open data available to us by DLD, the listed data by our partners. You can ask questions. You can ask what's the best ROI, which area provides the best ROI in Dubai at the moment. Where can I expect the highest capital appreciation? And we have trained our tool to give you concise, comprehensive, and access to immediate information on those areas. I myself was very, very impressed with the way that tool has evolved, because we're constantly looking at what kind of questions are being asked, what kind of information is being fed to us, and how can we make that journey easy for you. So that is your conversational buddy, which can facilitate your journey of discovery and looking into what's available in the market, what people are looking at, and where can you make the most money if you're investing.
Brilliant.
So I would strongly recommend first come and ask Bayut GPT what's the best area to list, and it's going to curate a list for you. And once you go to that listing of the area, look for the true check properties. So
Brilliant.
living to our commitment, we're going to make it simple, easy, and authenticated information to our end users. So those are the two tools that we're very proud of.
Brilliant. So it's ease, convenience, and authenticity. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it can be a challenge. I still remember one of the occasion a broker took us on a piece of land that we own, and he said, you know what, this is a piece of land we're selling, and I really know the owner very closely. I can connect you directly without knowing that we were the owner of the plant. So it can be really funny situation at times. Louai, I have a very interesting question for you. But before that, Alex, you know, we're talking about PropTech, AI technology, and all these things, and you coming in with a totally disruptive, unheard kind of project in the region, or even globally in many, many ways, right? How easy is it for you to be able to execute this vision? Because do you have the infrastructure? Do you have the contractors? Do you have that total ecosystem, which, because otherwise it will be very challenging. I'm guessing it's very challenging for you to be able to realize this kind of vision.
Easy.
Easy?
Of course, you need to focus on it. So nothing. So actually, after 1961, so when the first human achieved the space, everything is possible. Yeah. So only the question of attention, only the question of budget for the people during the, especially when you prepare all the drawings, when you implement all the decisions for research and development. Of course, you need to spend your time, you need to spend the skills and to explore it.
If I can add to that, so basically what that means is that you got to be personally involved in every micro level to ensure that it is being done with that precision.
I learned by myself, of course. Yeah, because you need to you need to understand how it's work, what kind of benefits it's give, and you know the finally from, for example, we use lobster system. We have 4 cameras, and 4 cameras have connection with the BIM models, and immediately when something goes wrong on the construction place, so they the cameras is connected with BIM models, and they give the signal that please check. So it's like second check up even what happened on the construction plate. Next level will be with the scanners inside the building, when you can receive the information about it. Next level is what will be after the commissioning of the building. So, for example, if you are ready to scan your face, so inside the elevator you don't need to push the button. The doors can open for you, and your building mother can say you hello.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's happening through your phone device as you enter?
Yeah, of course. In AWA, we implement ancient knowledge together with most advanced modern technologies, what can help you live more effective in your life.
Wow.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
and then in the management of the building, and then in health and longevity protocol again, there is actually AI is I think it's next revolution. Like it was when was created first manufacturers in in 19th century.
Wow.
So the technical revolution. Now is AI revolution is coming. And we don't understand what kind of risks and what kind of possibility it gives.
Wow. That's great. And I think the kind of disruptive vision that you've got, the level of detailing that you got to go to, I think it requires your level of passion and knowledge combined together to be able to bring it to life. I remember technology, you know, it's not even 2 decades ago, we were talking about RFID, radio frequency identification devices, and I was personally very passionate about it, and we tried bringing it to the region and we failed. We only got orders for putting it in the neck of the camels. So we said, you know what, drop the idea. This is 20 years ago, and see where we are sat together today, talking PropTech and AI, and you actually creating a living building, if I can say so. Over to you, Louai, you know. So what in your opinion makes Dubai so attractive in comparison to so many other regional or global places? And second question, which again just came to my mind, is with all these things happening on technology, how do you keep a real life broker functional? Because she just created Bayut GPT. So what do you do that?
First, regarding the attractive points, 90% of the Dubai population are foreigners. So mostly the most important point is that we have freehold areas. So it's a 100% ownership. People, they are buying something not only for the time being, but for the future as well. It's 100% ownership. Second point, which is the taxation, which is very important, that nowadays we don't have taxation on residential apartments. And the third point is the growth of the area itself. Now dealing with the technology, this is something very important because this is bringing trust to the relationship between us and the client. So we need to be involved in the creative things that are happening in the market, and it's facilitating the work between us and the clients, definitely.
Oh, brilliant. Now continuing on the talk on technology, for us, you know, what and I know how you and especially your brother who's generally behind the scene, who's been working very, very hard on building the DXB Interact. So I have 2 questions. Are you planning to replace the brokerage industry through DXB Interact? And what different or unique is DXB Interact offering to the market, to the real estate market locally and globally?
Well, I think the genius panelists that we had before, they touched on the fact that if you don't have the right data foundation, you can never come up with AI, or with like AI tools to actually guide you where to invest and where not.
Very true.
I think it will happen in the future, and I think Dubai is spearheading that in many ways. However, I think our industry is still extremely human relevant. I think people want to talk to, to someone. Even John was saying that even for the taxation side, they still want to sit and talk to them face to face, right, to get advice. And I remember when we brought the DXB Interact, because it was before property trends, and it's like a painful journey of 5 or 6 years before it actually became what it is today. It was always challenging to talk to real estate agents and say, listen, you need to give this open data source to everybody, so for people to make well-informed decisions. And the agents were like, okay, if they know the information, why do they need us? But it's all about interpreting these informations. When we spoke about our development management side, I said it's about finding the correlation between what data says and what the reality is saying on the street. So to your point, just to be very specific, I think our knowledge, again, as brokers, as investors, and our knowledge in development enabled us to create a very user-friendly interface on the DXB Interact that tackles the pain points in the market. That's why, we spearheaded the democratization of data in Dubai. DXB Interact was the first platform to bring the rental transactions, for example. Obviously, we had to bring business cases to Dubai Land Department and use cases to actually, convince them and say, how does this help people making better decisions? How will more transparency on the data attract more foreign investment in Dubai? How will this help the B2B business in Dubai? And talking about supply and demand, again, if you don't understand the data of what's been supplied and the data of the demand as well, it's very difficult for you as a developer to bring up something that's going to work and that's going to be sustainable. So, so I think DXP Interact today is the only actually standalone platform that provides just data and nothing else.
Brilliant.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, it does. It does. And then I think just to tell you a secret, I roam around in RERA and land department quite frequently, and I'm very full of gratitude for all the officials over there, and especially one of the legends who's transformed our industry, His Excellency Mr. Marwan bin Khalita, who's also the Director General of Land Department now.
Indeed.
How he's stood firm to hold the industry together. A lot of times we might forget the contribution from their side, what they've given to the industry. I was there when you guys were talking about democratizing the data. And it brings to my mind another discussion we were having, Fibha, how the data has to be converted into information, which you're very successfully doing.
Yeah, correct. I wanted to kind of
comment
complement what
on
he's
that
saying.
one? Yeah.
Yes. It's not, the data is not there. It is there to be read, to be understood, and facilitate the journey of a real estate broker's interaction with the end user. Us as a property platform, we also sign an MOU with the DLD, and of course we meet Firas on regular basis, where we discuss how we can better utilize this data.
So do you guys discuss like, I'm going this way, you don't come this way, you go that way?
Absolutely not.
No?
Absolutely not. When you have record-breaking transactions happening and everybody wanting to move to Dubai, I think there is ample room for everyone. There is ample room for everyone. And it's one thing to say that the data by DLD is open to everybody and we can make it accessible to all. That might replace the brokers because the portals are making everything accessible to the end user. I think that's not true, because the data that we get from DLD has to be looked at, has to be cleansed, has to be sanitized, has to be mapped against the locations that you and I know exist. The data, and Firas would agree with this. Who knows what is Wadi Al Safa 5? I still don't know what is Wadi Al Safa 5, but I know the ranches, and I know that part of the town, right? And I could possibly still be wrong right now calling Wadi Al Safa 5 ranches. But to put this into perspective, there is enough room for everybody to see where the gap is. What we took upon us is that we make it digestible, we make it accessible to people in the language that they understand. Just to give you some context, we mapped 9,000 locations when we were going to launch this in March last year. We have mapped 2.5 million transactions. And going back to the fact, is it there to replace the agent? I'd say this is there to complement the need of data and knowledge for the end user.
Brilliant.
And I'll tell you, since January this year alone, we have had 65% more visits on the Dubai transaction section of our platform.
Brilliant. No,
So the end user, thank you, the end user wants to understand. In May alone, we had 333,000 visits to this platform. 75% engage with the map view that we show people that, okay, transactions are happening this part of town and this part of town. So there is a lot of room for everybody to kind of make it better, make it accessible, make it digestible. We're here to complement and facilitate the journey.
No, I agree. I think as we continue to evolve and grow as an industry, as an economy, it just complements innovative ideas, disruptive projects, and then data sciencing that you guys are doing, data mining you guys are doing, and the training and coaching, all grows together. Let me come to the final question, and I'll go backwards, starting from Louai. You know, you recently started a venture. I would love to know, and I think audience would love to know from you, what are the challenges you feel exist in the market being a startup? What are the challenges you faced, and how easy or difficult was it to establish the business? And where do you see your business growing?
So where I see my business growing, we are willing to be one day a developer, definitely. We are working towards this. The challenges in the market is that we can see a lot of competition in the market. It has good parts and bad parts at the same time. Sometimes we are losing the trust with the clients. Not we as a market, I'm saying. The clients are losing trust because of maybe bad reputations from the way they are dealing with other brokers in the market. Maybe because they are considering that this market we can make a lot of money, and they are using it as sales just to make money out of their sales, and not really focus on the product itself or the trust that you can build for the future with your clients. Choosing and being responsible of choosing a product for your clients is very important. Taking the responsibility, this is our main point. And definitely this will make growth for us and for our clients for the future.
Brilliant. Now, me and Alex, we have some competition over there. He wants to come into development as well for us. And we
Like
well,
I said, there is enough space for everyone.
More the merrier. More the merrier. It makes it a market. You know, we're all believer in that. You know, and I think we've all gone through that phase. We love Dubai today than what it was 20 years ago, isn't it? With more competition and more regulation. Brilliant. So Fibha, on to you. You know, and I think a subject that we really take pride in our organization, my headquarters. What does it take to be a woman leader, and how do you find it? What do you find exciting about it, and how do you inspire other women leaders?
That's. I was waiting for that question. You normally get that question, and I'm sure all the ladies in the house would know, right?
Yeah.
Somebody said the other day, "Oh, you're the only female on that panel." I was like, "Yeah, there has to be somebody first, right?"
And one more time.
I would say I couldn't have asked for a better organization. I couldn't have asked for a better mentor, and I couldn't have asked for a better city to be in. We live in a city, we live in a country which is very progressive. Look at the cabinet, look at all the ministers you have. The perception that people have of this region is that probably things are a little conservative here, but that's not the case. I was at the Chamber of Commerce meeting the other day, and the lady, Maha Gargawi, I would say, was there to represent the Chamber of Commerce, and she was having open dialogue with us who were there for a PropTech group. I was thoroughly impressed with that young girl, and I had to go and give her a compliment that, lady, you're doing a fabulous job. That room probably had 4 ladies. One was the moderator of that session. It was her, then me, and then my friend from Bayut, Noor. So I think us as women, we need to support each other. Wherever we see that women are doing well, we need to be their supporter. And at the same time, I think you let your hard work do the talking. We don't have to shout the loudest. We don't have to talk the loudest. But if you are passionate about what you do, like a lot of my co-panelists here are, in the domain that they are, be it coaching, training, or be it developing sustainable living.
Brilliant.
If you're passionate about it and you believe in it, go for it. You are in the land of opportunities, capitalize on it, and be each other's strength. That's the only thing I would say.
I so agree with you. We're in a city which really promotes, a country that really promotes female leadership. And look at Her Excellency Reem Al Hashmi led the expo. You have Her Excellency Madam Mariam, who led the COP28. I've had the opportunity of meeting both of them. Amazing, amazing lady. And I've met so many female leaders in government institutions. So I think Dubai really walks the talk and creates that space for female leadership. In fact, in my organization as well, you know, my life became easy. I've got my set of executive office, and also my wife who's here, she's the managing director of the company, and she's made my life easy by managing the finances accounts with the executive office. So kudos to that, and we continue to push for more female leadership. Over to you, Alex. How, you know, your projects are so amazing, disruptive, attractive, award-winning, critically acclaimed, and I see the passion, knowledge, skill, and force you have behind delivering them, right? But do you think Dubai is matured for this kind of a product? Number one. And number two, how do you make it more accessible for a mid-income segment consumer? Is that going to be possible?
First question, yes, I think, especially after COVID, actually I'm the client of my building.
Wow.
So I bought the apartment for me, for my family in my building. Because especially after the COVID, a lot of successful people cannot find the level what they expect in their life. But the level of A will not exist on earth yet. So we open new page in real estate. We are trailblazers in a good way. And of course, you don't need to be too spiritual. You don't need to be 100% well-being oriented. So because even the beauty of this biophilic design is enough. But if you want, and the freedom is a very important definition. The freedom of your choice. So you can make a choice to use 20% of the tools what I give. You can, if you choose the 100%, I know that this building will help you in your life. So to be more effective. And actually, so when you are talking about the AI, I don't understand how AI can evaluate it from the point of view, because we are, so that our homes, especially if we are talking about end user, so that real estate for end users, their homes, is a very, very emotional decision. It's a very, very, we evaluate what this real estate brings to your life, what kind of experience brings to your life. And I cannot yet evaluate 100% of it. So it's we are humans with all our six senses, with our vision of life, with our philosophy of living. We can do it.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think buildings, what we propose to develop, even I will be happy if as much as possible developers start develop this type of buildings, because the 5 very good restaurants in one place perform much more effective than one
standalone,
and they are standalone. Of course, it will create the hype of the city.
Absolutely,
it will support that successful people will move, the educated people will move in Dubai.
I think you know, if I have to summarize it, your buildings are like a kind of a mini planet on this larger planet of its own, and creating its own life ecosystem where you're careful about the energy inside, the quality of air, the fragrance, the quality of water, and it's really amazing, what you're trying to put together.
We even create definition, wild luxury of your unique life experience.
Brilliant. Now, good luck to you, and I'm personally really looking forward to the completion of Fibha. I love it, the projects, from the time I've seen it, and now during the course we became friends, and I think we've got a lot to learn from each other. Over to you, Firas. So, you've been doing, I think you've been on a overdrive, hyper mode since I've known you, and you never seem to stop, and you just keep increasing the speed. So, being an entrepreneur and with that kind of aspiration and that kind of diversity, how easy is it? I think or in audience, everyone wants to know how's your life, because from outside everything looks very glamorous and very happening, and everything's great about it. But I'm sure it comes with its own set of sacrifices, and I'm sure some downsides as well. So how would you define that? that work-life balance, and then how much you sacrifice to achieve that overdrive and the pinnacle of success in this diverse manner?
That's a very long question. I think for me, just to start with, I think success is happiness. So it's not about how much money you want to make or how big or small your goals are.
Yeah.
Long as you're happy, I think you're successful. Long as you're content internally, I think you're successful. And to this point, for me, for example, what drives me is my happiness, and I think happiness is linked to progress. So long as I am doing, it means I'm progressing, and if I'm progressing, I'm happy. That's why I think it's I think one of the challenges now is just to kind of control my energy, because obviously as you grow older, I'm 40 now in July, whether in the gym or at work, it's very difficult to keep up. Yeah,
the kickboxing. Right?
Yeah, but we can't do the same things that I used to do 10 or 15 years back.
Yeah.
I honestly have explosive energy somehow, somewhat, and I just try to, deploy it in the right places. Now, in terms of how work-life balance, I think it's all about prioritization. And whenever people talk about time management and prioritization, I haven't seen anyone talking about the fact that if you prioritize one aspect of your life, you're actually compromising on another aspect. So yes, I decided to prioritize 1, 2, 3, but I also make a decision on what other aspects in my life that I'm going to compromise on. And certain things you can't compromise on, and priorities change as you grow and as you evolve, of course. But for me, in very simple words, my life, there's very limited me time. So me time is my gym time. Yeah. Other than this, I'm either working or I'm with my family, and I'm very happy about this. Because I've done it for so long, today I kind of thrive under pressure. If I'm not producing value, if I'm not creating value, I just feel something is wrong. And I think doing things with quality, I mean, it's very inspirational, to be honest, to see also how passionate Alex is. You can feel the force, the passion, when he's speaking. Yeah. And I think it's a framework that you adapt in your life. So when I'm with my family, the same way I think at work, I have to be effective and efficient, and I have to be present, and I have to give it my all. When I'm with my family, I'm the same. And I always think, I have 4 kids, and I always think that, when I'm with my wife or my kids or my parents, I just want to make sure that I want to replicate the aspirations I have towards success and towards making the right decisions at home as well. Yep. I'm always terrified from the idea that, okay, I become super, super rich, but my kids, are not as successful. So it's kind of a framework, it's a philosophy that you kind of implement across all aspects of life. And I think family is a massive part of that. It's impossible very difficult. I can't imagine myself being happy if my family aren't.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. And I think I so connect with that statement that, it's not about money, because I think if you look at the overall landscape for Alex to come and take the kind of risk he's taking on a disruptive real estate project, or for Fibha's organization to be investing in all the technology innovation, for Louai to be, creating his venture, for Firas. And I see how it is not about money. And end of the day, it's about the success and how it is making you happy. And then you need to find the right balance between what you're trying to do and fix your priorities, which is very, very important. And I so agree. Sometimes, your me time is just while you're in the toilet. That's it. Now, I actually, I started practicing it. It helped me. I went on social media detox and going to the toilet without the phone. So I'm able to just, and the funny thing is that some great ideas actually come while you're in the shower. And you suddenly start looking for the phone. Can I make some notes, Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the conversation with some great content, great panelists from their experience and their success. I hope I was doing a fair job as a first moderator. It's just the first time I was moderating. I hope you enjoyed. You had a
I think you've
great
done
time.
an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you
so
for us. I would like all of you to please give a big round of applause for all the panelists. You know, when I'll tell you why. Because for a real estate guy to come and sit here when the real estate market is booming, it's a big thing. Yeah. So brilliant. And audience, any questions? Yeah. Caution. Prolific, 2-decade-old media guy asking the question.
Just a quick question. Real estate and construction industry has been very traditional for the last 20, 30, 40 years. It's the same brick and mortar. Innovation hasn't gone into it. We've seen off-site construction taking off in China in the 1980s. 40 years later, you heard about the 3D construction. But it didn't get into reality. It's still in the testing phase. So how do you disrupt the construction industry, which is time-consuming, which is labor-intensive? There is a lot of waste. So when you talk about sustainability, it's not sustainable. So any thoughts on that from an engineering point of view? Thank you.
Who would like to take that question? You can? Yep.
Yeah, the most sustainable way of development is reflected in Avatar movie. Yeah, so to live together with nature. It's well, of course, what we can do, but you know that that people need these shelters. And actually, so what we try to do, we try to reduce as much as possible. So, for example, we use in our structures always post-tension slab, even if you don't need it. Yeah, but post-tension slab reduce quantity of the iron inside the structure triple time. Yeah, so or you reduce like cement in the concrete as much as possible, so that quality of the materials. It's again is sustainability. So it's because you don't need to change it. So you use cheaper material, you use cheaper resources, but you need to regenerate it again and again after 3 years, after 5 years. So it's another type of the approach. But yes, of course, the most sustainable way to live in nature without any construction.
That's obviously it's a very Eva answer, I would say. And then if I I was not supposed to talk a lot, but as a moderator and passionate, but I'm really passionate about real estate construction. I love my best detox is when I sit with the drawings or I'm at the site. It's the best detox. And I'll tell you something, that construction is a very conventional industry. And to disrupt it, we would be playing with the safety of a human life, right? So we got to be very careful. And that's why, for example, for if it was any structure beyond G+2, we would not trust precast technology, though it is possible. And you got to be doing a lot of R&D before it is implemented, because what I think Alex is trying to mention is that every inch of real estate impacts a human life, and in ways more than one. You know, how you wake up in the morning, what kind of sleep you had, how safe you felt in that real estate, how pocket-friendly it was, how economical it was for maintaining the real estate. So I think it's a very conventional industry. It will continue to be like that. And disruption on the method of construction would evolve over a period of time. And I'm sure there are a lot of things happening. There's some 2-kilometer tall tower being planned. And human race is known for disruption, so I'm sure something will happen some point of time, but without compromising the safety and quality of construction. Any other question, gentlemen? Anyone? Audience? Brilliant. I think one more time, thank you so much. It was lovely. And you guys made me debut as a moderator. Thank you so much. Brilliant. Thank you. Brilliant.